Welcome to the Your Massage Practice podcast with me, your host, Isabel Spradlin. Hello, my fellow massage therapists. Isabel Spradlin here, and as always, I am so glad to be with you. Today, I want to talk about something that comes up over and over and over and over and over again for so many of us, myself included. And that is this issue of bringing in money in a way that doesn't feel greedy. So I hear this word a lot, or I hear money grubbing, or I hear like I'm being mercenary. And I totally get it. I totally understand that for a lot of us who are really interested in helping people feel better in their bodies, in their health, it can feel like a big old disconnect to actually make money as a result of doing that. And there are so many programs and so much advice and so many people talking about this out there right now, especially with all of the online marketing stuff going on. And I have listened to a lot of it. I've participated in a lot of those programs, and the tension never really goes away. And I actually think that's good. I think that when you can't erase the tension between wanting to help people and also wanting to be careful that you're being ethical, that you're not manipulating people into coming in to see you, everything, I suppose, can be construed as a manipulation, but you're not strong-arming people. You're not making people feel bad about themselves in order to sell them the solution to them feeling bad about themselves that you just triggered for them. If you don't want to do that kind of stuff, that's fine. In fact, I don't think you should. That's not how I teach my students to do it. That's not how I bring in new clients, all of that good stuff. So that said, we also need to realize something that is very difficult for a lot of massage therapists to realize, which is that we are running a business. There is no way around it. If you want your own practice, it needs to be a business, unless your landlord accepts goats in trade for living in the house that you live in. I know that a mortgage won't work that way. So money is needed. And I really want to help find some ways to ease the tension that a lot of us have around charging money for our work. And not just charging money, but charging the right amount of money, not being scared, not being hesitant to charge what our full rate really is time and time again. So one of the things, I've been thinking about this a lot, and one of the things that I've come up with lately is something that I just wanted to share with you and see how this feels to you. And I'm calling it cosmic money laundering because, there's so much information out there right now about how money is neutral. Money is not a force for evil, and it's not a force for good either. It's a completely neutral thing. And yes, I think that's true. I do think money is neutral. Money itself is neutral. However, we cannot deny that over and over and over again, we see large amounts of money being used in ways that we don't respect by people who don't seem to have the greatest good at heart, right? And so it's hard to ignore that. It's hard not to see that as tied to money. It's hard to see that as that's just who they are with or without money. Because most of us have probably met somebody who we perceive as having changed rather significantly when big money comes into their life. And so these things, I don't want you to ignore them. I don't want you to pretend that they're not happening. But I think what we can do is find our own place in what it means to be bringing in money into our lives, whether that's large amounts of money or just enough money to pay your bills or anything, huge or small. It doesn't matter. It really has nothing to do with the amount of money being brought in to your life through your practice. And it really has everything to do about how you perceive that money, right? So again, money is neutral, but it no longer is neutral once it's in our lives. Then it becomes some kind of force in our lives. It can be a force for good or a force for things that we perceive as being not good. It can be all sorts of things. It can be stressful. It can be joyful. It can turn into so many different things and carry so many different meanings. And so what I want to talk about right now in terms of this cosmic money laundering is how do we grapple with everything that money can be and what it must be in our businesses, right? So money must serve our business in order to keep us in business. So we must have enough of it to continue to pay our bills and to continue to buy new linens as we need, and new massage lotion or oil, whatever it is that you use. We must have enough money to continue to market our business. We must have enough money to serve the rest of our lives, right? If it's a business, you should be making profits so that you are paying yourself to do the work beyond just the bills that are required. And how much money that turns into is completely up to you. But I see so many massage therapists sort of stuck in either voluntary or involuntary poverty because they're struggling so hard with this issue of what it means to bring in money. So when I talk about this cosmic money laundering, what I mean by this is when you are charging your full rates and making plenty of money in your practice, that money is coming in to you, essentially. And this is just like your sales process. This is just like all of the marketing that you do. This is just like the time that you spend with your clients when they're on the table. Meaning, everything that you do with the money that comes into your practice, no matter how much of that money there is, what you do with it will be determined by your own deepest value system. So what I'm suggesting here is that when you're bringing in money from your clients, from the people who pay you to do your work, you're bringing it into your life and you're basically washing that money through your own value system, right? You're money laundering. And then you're putting that money back out into the world according to your own values. And all it takes to sort of clean that up, I think, is to really sit down and take a good hard look at what are my values in life? Who am I? What do I value? And this is different for everybody, and it should be different for everybody. So if you are a person who loves shoes, you love shoes like you love your mother. You can't have enough shoes. You enjoy buying shoes. This is something that for whatever reason, and you don't need to justify it, you don't need to defend it, but for whatever reason, shoes are the thing for you. It's one of the things that motivates you in life. And so you agree with yourself. For every 10 new clients I bring in, I buy myself a new pair of shoes. You're washing that money, you're laundering that money that's coming in through your own value system, because buying those shoes does something for you that's super important in your life. Now, you may be like me and you have no connection to shoes. As long as they fit and you can walk in them, they're good enough, right? And I hang on to my shoes until they basically fall off my feet from being so old and worn down. But I have other values. I have values about spending my money on my own health care. So I spend could seem like a ridiculous amount of money on my gym membership. And so for me, I'm washing that money through my central value system of my own health and fitness is so important to me that I put what seems from the outside like an inordinate amount of that money into my own fitness, right? You don't have to value that in the way that I value that, but I know that I'm putting that money back out into the world in a way that is meaningful to me. Now, this can go for anything. This can go for donating to causes that are meaningful to you. This can go for signing your kids up for summer camps that they wouldn't otherwise get to go to if you didn't have that money. It can go towards savings. It can go for, your long-term planning, your retirement. It can go for a vacation. It can go toward whatever, one of a million bazillion things. But the money stays quote unquote clean as long as you really are applying it through your own value system. And if there is room in your value system to do what to other people seems like wasting money, then do it. You don't have to be beholden to other people's values around this. You get to be beholden to your own values. And as long as you know that this is how you're going to use the money that comes in through your practice, and that it's going to always be tied to your own deepest value system, then you can really relax and you can really allow your clients to pay your full rate time and time again, knowing that however much money comes in as a result of that, it's going to be put back out into the world or put into your life in a way that is meaningful to you. So give that some thought. Let me know what you think. This is by no means like a finished topic, right? This is always in motion. This is always something we're all working on, I think. But this is a way that I've been thinking about it lately that really has been resonating with me, and I wanted to share it with you because I think it can be really powerful. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you in the Academy or seeing your application for the Own Your Practice program. Or for those of you who are already in either of my programs, I will see you soon in a class or a Q&A coming up. I hope you're doing really well. I hope you'll head on over to yourmassagepractice.com and contribute. If you find these podcasts and videos useful to you and you'd like to pitch in $5 to the cause, that would be great. And, you'd have to consult your tax person, but I do believe that that would be deductible because this is for continuing education, right? Okay, thanks so much for being here, and I will see you next time. This show was produced by Isabel Spradlin of yourmassagepractice.com. Special thanks for the music to Josh Woodward of joshwoodward.com. See you next time.